Hello and a very good welcome to ScrewyLoops. Tonight we are setting out to hunt down the rarest, most unique, vintage UK roller coasters that no one seems to give a crap about for some reason. Joining our quest is the faceless man known as DigitalDan, the enthusiast equivalent of a frying pan?
So now I've just been compared to a frying pan and it's somehow appeared in your hand. We're going to take a look at some of the less heard of UK coasters that are quite unique in themselves and just to do whatever happens with them.
So with that, you're watching ScrewyLoops and this is 7 hidden gem roller coasters in the UK featuring DigitalDan.
Bouncezilla best be on this list.
Starting this off as far away from society as you could possibly get, we're heading to the deep south of England, to a lovely little area called Devon, home to many beautiful beaches, cream tea and the Milky Way. No, not that chocolate everyone seems to disown in a box of celebrations. It's our galaxy and it starts in Devon. And in the centre of this galactic Devonshire theme park is Ziggy's Blast Quest, a unique mix of suspended motorbike and beam-em-up roller coaster. That's right, suspended motorbike beam-em-up roller coaster. But you've never heard of that one, have you? Built by a company called Carry Pro, this indoor batflyer provides a refreshingly well-themed family experience, which is sure to wisp you away into David Bowie laser blasting territory. Sort of. What's better than flying around on cyber scooters whilst drive-bying aliens as you coast, meeting Mike Wazowski's lost in space daughter, Ziggy. There is also a pre-show which gives you all the juicy details of what's going down, and it's hosted by your best mate, One-Eyed Ziggy. Head on down to Devon to check out this hidden science fiction gem of a coaster.
Going all the way to the east coast of England, an innovatively named wooden coaster stands above the Great Yarmouth beach. It's called Rollercoaster. I tell you, it's a very original name. I don't think it's ever been used before. The ride opened back in 1932 and is operating to this day. In fact, it still requires a brakeman on the train to slow it down. Whoever is the brakeman must have to go on that ride about 1,000 times well, maybe not that much. It's actually the second longest scenic railway in the world and the second tallest and second fastest wooden coaster in the UK. Too many second places, but screw you, Wicker Man. Rollercoaster. I still can't get over how good that name is. Gives very good airtime and even featured in Madness's House of Fun music video in 1982. If you're interested in that. So yes, I recommend getting yourself down to Great Yarmouth to ride this airtime-filled scenic railway coaster.
This next coaster is so hidden that you can't even find it on rollercoasterdatabase.com. And if you think you've got every single credit in the UK, think again. I'm sure some of you can remember the old SkyTrak flying coaster at Manchester's now extinct Granada Studios. This was technically the world's first flying coaster, opening in 1997. However, that wasn't the only one. In the wonderful world of Wolverhampton lies quite possibly the rarest roller coaster cred in Great Britain, SkyTrak. Situated atop the towering soft play fortress of ball pit oceans, fiberglass sewer systems and vertical slides of death. Beholds every young roller coaster enthusiast's lifelong dream, a suspended flying coaster which glides across the skies of Go Kids Go, in which you can look down at your distant parents and say, "Ha! Look, Mum, I've got the credit and you can't, because you're not 10 and you're too big to ride." That's right, you have to be a child, and even if you hire this place out, us adults still won't be able to get the cred. It's a sad reality that we are indeed getting old, maybe in the next life. But I can say that there is something very euphoric and profound about Go Kids Go SkyTrak, and dare I say it, I think it might be a little bit better than Nemesis.
Tyrolean Tub Twist at Joylands Children's Fun Park in Great Yarmouth again is the final Virginia reel left in the world, but just in a much smaller form. The tubs you sit in navigate the layout and go through many different scenery items and mountains and whatnot, and not literally, while spinning and changing direction throughout the entire ride before returning to the station. So, if you're not good with spinning coasters or rides that spin in general, I recommend you give this one a go. It was designed by Horace Cole, I probably butchered that name, and plays a key role in Joyland's miniature lineup. Being open since 1949, it still remains running to this day, and I bet you 9.57% of those people who have ridden it threw up after it. I don't know. Joyland as a whole is a very historic place with lots of uniquely designed rides, ranging from this to snails. Exciting stuff. For being the one of a kind it is, it's well worth the visit to Joyland to go and ride it. Tyrolean Tub Twist is definitely a coaster you want to add to your cred list. Go on, lads!
Now this is a coaster cred which requires a specific set of tools to obtain. As you see, this park doesn't just want your money, they want your children. Disgusting. To access Gulliver's World, each adult needs to be accompanied by a paying child, not the other way round, so in that case I recommend this tactic. Once into the park, skip all the babby rides and head directly to the back. Here you will find Antelope, the lost wooden UK coaster which is clearly in the wrong park. This thing has more airtime than El Toro. It is designed by Chuck Norris and it is a coaster that should not be named, for he is watching you as you sleep. Hand-built in Gulliver's World back in 1995, Antelope is ideal for giving your arse a few bruises and a readjusted spine. It is unexpectedly brutal, but if you can see through the crash bangs and wallops, you'll see that Antelope is a very special kind of ride. It's no myth that this coaster delivers an almost laughably insane amount of airtime. Ask any enthusiast who has done it. There's one notorious section on the second drop which suddenly gets steeper, to the point where you get airtime during your airtime. Antelope makes the impossible possible.
Up north now, all the way to Yorkshire, or down south if you're in Scotland, or... Anyway, Raptor Attack at Lightwater Valley is the world's first underground subterranean coaster that opened in 1987. It was built by Schwarzkopf, just RIP, and opened with the name Rat Ride, and was themed to sewer rats. That is wonderful. It is more than just a coaster though. The queue line is really well themed and it does take you down into what actually feels like a mine shaft. And on departure, if you're just walking along and you think it's just a normal exit to a shop, just get ready because it might... Spoilers! Throughout the ride there are a few spontaneously placed dinosaurs because... just why not? And the layout as a whole follows quite a generic path of a few drops, sudden turns, and what can only be described as an insanely fast transition into the brakes. So, if you haven't ridden this one-of-a-kind coaster at Lightwater Valley, it's definitely worth a visit to ride it. And the ultimate, that one's a bit more painful.
Ah, Margate, the sweet smell of fish and chips, sun cream, and pints and pints and pints of specialist ales. And the glorious smell of a classic wooden coaster reincarnated. The Scenic Railway. Dreamland Margate originally opened all the way back in 1880, but it wasn't until 1920 when the Scenic Railway emerged into the seaside resort. Like Rollercoaster at Great Yarmouth, Scenic is renowned for having a brakeman on board the coaster. Can we just appreciate how much fun that job must be? Sadly, Scenic Railway was severely damaged by a fire in 2008, which resulted in the coaster being resuscitated, let's say, thanks to it being raised from a Grade 2 to a Grade 2 star listed building. Despite it being the UK's oldest roller coaster, it is arguably the smoothest, which is insane for a coaster approaching its 100th year. This is why Scenic Railway is such an underappreciated gem. She's hitting triple digits next year and I haven't heard a single person mention it. Go celebrate Scenic's birthday on the 3rd of July next year by giving it a ride. The great grandma of UK coasters.
Cheers for having me on the channel, Chris. It's been great. We've had a laugh whilst making it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you for some reason like my sense of humour, I do have my own YouTube channel called DigitalDan. If you want to go check that out, it'd be much appreciated.
Many thanks for watching, guys. I just want to give a massive shout out to the one and only DigitalDan. He's a cracking lad, and if you want to watch quality theme park content with lots of laughs to be had, then check his channel out. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, smash subscribe for more content like this, and give the bell a flick to keep all up to date. Top left is the latest video, bottom left is a random one, and don't forget to hit those two buttons over on the right for the ride of your lives. You've been watching ScrewyLoops. Try a bit.